What's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah, I should pull my phone out so I can see who's... There we go. Let's see here. We will start up. We're playing the puzzle game today. Oh, maybe I should... There we go. Okay. Let me make sure the game capture thingy is... No, because I gotta put it back up. Where is it? Game capture. There we go. Engage. Should find it here in a second. There it is. Tripping. Oh wait, no, yeah. We wrote this. I don't want to see this. Oops. Just for a second. So anyway, let's get to the point why we're here. We are raising money for the Institute for Justice. Well, we'll let them kind of explain it to you in some of their videos. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's see one. This is the most popular one. It's just from 5 months ago. This will kind of explain the charity.
I just wanted to tell you, Officer Brown, I mean, you're taking money out of my kids' mouths.
Sorry.
You're taking food out of my kids' mouths.
Like I said, we believe right now that this is drug proceeds, illicit currency.
Well, I'm going to prove to you that it's not.
Perfect.
That clip shows a retired U.S. Marine being robbed of his life savings on the side of a highway. He was not arrested for, charged with, or convicted of any crime. He wasn't even ticketed. This is a rare glimpse into an abuse of power that thousands of innocent Americans experience each year. Through a public records request, the Institute for Justice was able to acquire body and dash cam footage of an entire roadside seizure, from the initial traffic stop to the seized money being deposited at the bank. This is the most complete footage we have ever seen. On February 19, 2021, our client Stephen Lara was pulled over outside of Reno by the Nevada Highway Patrol. He was driving to visit his daughters in a small California town just west of Reno.
Yeah, you know, initially I thought I was getting pulled over because maybe I had expired tags. I had a rental car. Unfortunately, I had some car trouble, and that was necessary to get a rental car for a short duration for that weekend.
I'm doing great. Hey, the reason I'm stopping you, we have a special enforcement campaign going on. We're trying to educate drivers about violations they may not realize they're committing, but we're seeing a big increase in crashes out here. First, applaud you on your driving. You drive great. You're driving really slow. It appears that you're trying to drive safely under the speed limit. I appreciate that. I just want to talk about your following distance, especially around commercial vehicles.
The Highway Patrol officer seems friendly and reasonable at first, even complimenting Stephen's driving. He orders Stephen to exit his vehicle and starts asking him a series of questions unrelated to why he was pulled over. Police often ask questions like this to see if a suspect's story lines up.
You a fighter?
A fighter?
Yeah, you got a tap-out shirt on. Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
What do your daughters do, man? Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before? When did you leave? When did you leave? What part of Texas are you thinking of buying a house in? What were you doing for work up there?
The officer then explains the real reason he pulled Stephen over.
Hey, while I'm working on this, let me ask you something, man. This is going to sound kind of weird. Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country, weapons, humans, drugs, illicit currency, things like that. Anything in the vehicle I should be aware of? Okay. No firearms? No explosives? Okay. Are there any drugs in the vehicle? Cocaine? Yeah, I gotta ask all these silly questions, right? Okay. Any large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? Okay. What's a large amount of U.S. currency to you? Okay. So there's over 10,000 in there? Okay. How much money you got in there? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you? Okay, perfect.
Although it's Stephen's right to refuse, he gives the officer permission to search his car.
I didn't want to come across as being non-cooperative or combative, so I did what I felt was right, and I was very honest, very forthcoming. I was also very respectful, and I just wanted to make their job as easy as possible so that I could be on my way to spend time with my children.
Hey Shane, how are you? Good. Hey, can you head out to a traffic stop? Or are you busy on that other stuff on today? So far, I'm still searching a car, but big bundle of money says probably at least 100,000.
That interaction shows what's at the heart of the officer's interest in Stephen. He knows that even though Stephen did nothing wrong, the DEA will adopt the seizure of his cash and return a portion of the money to the Highway Patrol for the favor of giving them the case. Here's how an adoption works. When state or local police seize cash, cars, or other property, federal law enforcement takes over the forfeiture. The federal agency does all the work and kicks back up to 80% of the proceeds to the state agency that seized the property. In Stephen's case, that would mean the DEA would take control of the cash and seek to forfeit it through federal law, ignoring the important limitations that Nevada law places on seizures and forfeitures. In 2019 alone, federal agencies made $334 million in equitable sharing payments to state and local law enforcement agencies. In this case, the Nevada Highway Patrol stands to gain nearly $70,000 by taking Stephen's money.
I think you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
So how much cash is that?
About 100 grand.
100 grand. Okay. So, as you know, right, I'm a vet, he's a vet, you're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency, have currency.
Sure it's not.
It does, though, make us ask some questions on why someone has 100,000. I can understand why you don't trust banks, especially in this day and age right now.
Stephen keeps his savings in cash. Maybe that's uncommon, but as the officer acknowledges, it's not illegal.
I have nothing to hide from you.
I appreciate that. Give me a few seconds, I'll make a couple phone calls, right?
The officer first calls his superior. He interrupts that call to speak again with the DEA agent.
Are you on your way out here? Oh. Okay, I'm waiting to hear back from Shane to see if he comes out here. This is it's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search, said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie. There's also, I haven't gone into it a bunch, I'm waiting to get back from Shane, but there's a bunch of bank receipts and stuff in there as well to show the currency. This might be Shane, hold on one second. This is Shane, let me call you back.
Around 20 minutes later, the officer's superior, a highway patrol sergeant, is recorded on his body cam chatting with the same DEA agent who apologizes for not being able to make it.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. You know, we contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And I'll text you the money count after we get it. It'll probably be a couple hours.
Remember, there's still no probable cause to seize Stephen's money. All the officers have is a large amount of cash, and cash is not a crime. But the sergeant isn't giving up.
So why the distrust for the banking system?
I just don't trust him.
Yeah.
That's just my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. It's just it's not usual.
After questioning Stephen, the sergeant speaks privately with the officer who pulled him over.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I kind of leaning more towards it's odd, but
It's odd, but it's not packaged
it's
like
not,
normal.
no, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
I would like to put the dog on the currency, man.
Okay.
The two officers agree that Stephen has been forthcoming and has years' worth of bank receipts showing that he has withdrawn his savings from his bank accounts. But the sergeant orders the junior officer to put the dog on the currency. The sergeant puts Stephen's money in an open Ziploc bag and throws the open package to the ground on the side of the road, less than 40 yards from Stephen's car.
Positive alert.
We'll go forward with it.
Okay.
This positive alert appears to have given the sergeant what he thinks he needs to take Stephen's life savings. Remember, both officers have planned all along to hand the money to the DEA. They are looking for a legal justification. But numerous studies have shown anywhere between 67 and 100% of US currency has trace amounts of drugs. For that reason, a dog alert to currency on its own does not show the currency was used in an illegal drug transaction.
What we're going to do, I believe there's drug proceeds, dog alerted to it.
Drug proceeds?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from Northern California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now, there's...
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay? We're going to seize it today, but that doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. It's going to go through the DEA, okay? So the DEA will contact you, and the DEA will provide you with a means to fight it. You're going to have to provide your pay stubs. You're going to have to provide your other receipts and stuff like that, okay?
Stephen now has nothing. He had to convince his brother to wire him $1,000 to continue his trip to see his daughters.
Just want to let you know, I know you're just doing your job. That money I worked really hard for. Money that I have in my jacket is only a few dollars. I have money to pay for my kids, my bills, my hotel. We're going to get that car back to Texas. So, I know you're just doing your job. Stuck here unless somebody sends me some money. No way of providing for my children this month. Getting back to Texas.
After nearly an hour and a half on the side of a highway, Stephen was given a receipt for US currency with a number to call the DEA agent.
This is all I get here?
That's what you get, yes, sir. You're going to get noticed in the mail as well at that address, okay?
I find it even more so concerning that if this could happen to me as a combat veteran who served overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan, this could happen to anybody.
After 6 months without his nearly $87,000, Stephen sued the DEA in federal court to get it back. Only then, after the Institute for Justice filed a lawsuit on his behalf and the Washington Post called the agency for a comment, did they agree to return Stephen's cash. Stephen may have gotten back his money, but his case goes on. Stephen and the Institute for Justice are also suing the Nevada Highway Patrol in state court to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else. Stephen's situation isn't unique, but he is one of the lucky ones. He will get his money back. Most victims of forfeiture don't have a public interest law firm like IJ to take their case. And if they cannot afford an attorney and cannot figure out how to navigate convoluted forfeiture processes on their own, the government walks away with their property without ever having to prove any crime. This highway robbery must end. It is time to abolish civil forfeiture.
Oh, the microphone's on, and that's a great example of what Institute for Justice does, or what they're fighting against. I thought I turned that off. And that's what we are. There we go. And that's what we are raising money for today, and through the month of May. Oh, look! Donate money for the kitty! Do it for the kitty! Oh, the kitty! Anyway, let's play some Friday the 13th. Play. I'm gonna start from the beginning, see how far we can get. Oops. Wanted. I already completed it, as you can see. But starting from the beginning. And there's... I should have a baghead one. Mask or no mask? Oh, kitties. Kitty's back for more. Oh, kitty, you wanna watch me play a game where I kill people for charity? Alright, let's do the mask.
"20 years ago, a boy drowned in Crystal Lake because the camp counselors weren't watching him. In the following days, they started to die one by one. They were murdered by the boy's mother, Pamela Voorhees. The counselors cut off her head to stop her. Now her son Jason stalks these woods seeking revenge for her death."
Wait, wasn't his mom seeking revenge?
Yeah, didn't he drown as a kid? Whoa.
Wait, maybe I'm not telling it right. Oh God, no!
Oh, he did. He did. Okay. Making sure the microphone was on. Jason, sweetie, you must avenge me. Use arrow keys, keypad, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Alright, so, down. He did. Yes, perfect. That's not how she sounds in the movie at all. Yes! Yes, perfect. Now go kill the final girl. Okay, Mom. Oh, shoot. She did. Oh, you're there. So proud of you, Jason. Sweetie, here's some more bloodlust to keep you going. Thanks, Mom. Well, that's ironic. A broadsword. A cinder block. Alright, we'll do cinder block and we'll change weapons. Such a nasty, nasty camper. Slide on over to punish him, Jason. Right, Mom? Oh. Practically tell you how to do it. Footprints.
Final girl.
Hooray! Murder! Alright. Punish them for what they did to you, Jason. What they did to me. Kill for mother. Okay, Mom. Use that weapon. Alright, what weapon do we want to use? Do the machete. Straight machete. There is. Gotta trade something. See what we get. See what I got 2 of. Gotta have 2 of something else. Ooh, I don't. Alright, You know what? That's freaking Chucky? A grappling hook? I want to trade something now that I've shown it. No, let's do another sword. Trade. Wow. Alright, let's do the classic. No, let's do unarmed. Oh, back. That's what I need to hit. Alright. Let's beat some people up. Holy crap!
Final girl.
I feel like I'm gonna just squish her head. Oh. Tombstone! Well, did crush her head. Undertaker would have been proud. Why do they run from you? You're such a special boy. And today's your birthday. Right, Mom. By the way, East Coast people, happy Friday 13th. Which I believe East Coast is where Camp Crystal Lake is supposed to be. If it takes place in Jersey, though the whole Freddy vs. Jason thing might change that. Alright, let's get the machete.
No! Final boy.
Final boy? I guess, what do they call it? I don't know what it's called. Yes, look at your incoming demise. I'm gonna be so creeped out when I walk my dog later. Jason, sweetie, if you like murdering these nasty campers, you should check out Slayaway Camp for a whole bunch more slaughterific puzzles. We will maybe do that some other time. Maybe, I don't know. Remember, Jason, if you ever need help, you can always tap me for a hint. Thanks, Mommy. I ain't tapping you for nothing. Need no hint. Am I some kind of sucker? Yes. Run.
Final boy.
Kind of feel like they maybe updated this game. See how they run at the sight of blood? Kill them, Jason. Do it for Mother. Cool, Mom. Alright, not much choice here.
Final girl.
Jeez. Ran her through. Kill so well, Jason. Sweetie. Use this extra bloodlust and kill some more. Thanks, Mom. Oh, kitty. You almost fell. Well, that's not as cool as 13, but whatever. Let's just use whatever weapon they give us from now on. Or guitar. Candle or guitar. I'm gonna say guitar. Those filthy little campers. How dare they try to hurt my special boy. I know, kitty. I don't know what the problem is. We're just trying to kill him. Oh. I'm okay, Ma. I know. Got you, baby. Down. Okay, so I got uppercutted him to death with the guitar. What am I gonna do? Oh.
Final boy.
Alright, that didn't seem possible. I mean, I'm not a doctor? Horologist? Be careful around the lake, Jason. You're not a strong swimmer. Okay, Mom. Alright, we gotta see what happens. I mean, that's what happens. Press to restart to go back. Oh, so that's how Jason does it.
Final girl.
Oh, shoot. Son of a gun. Alright, now these are gonna start getting hard.
Final girl.
Dang. Don't worry, sweetie. If you get stuck, just use it back to try a different approach. Thanks, Mom. I ain't need to go back. But I see what issue could happen with this one. May have already messed up. Yep. Alright. Dang. Oh, she survived. Good for her. Oh. Play her one last song. What the heck? She's wearing like Freddy Krueger stuff? Anyway. Home run! You know it'd be good if I gave you the link to donate. You can scare those campers into the fire, Jason. Punish them for what they did. Right on, Mom. Yes, I can. Take this, Captain Kirk. If I told you how special you are, Jason, you're very special. Hey, Mom. Hooray! Nice running head start. He is looking stupid. Still not sure how you do that. Need some sharp guitar strings. Yes, kill for Mother. Jason, here's some bonus bloodlust for being such a good boy. Alright, changing what we got. Love is what we got. Remember that. Well, demonetized. Golden crowbar. Equip. Yeah, we're going with the golden crowbar. Don't forget to change your weapon, sweetie. Use the weapon icon in the bottom corner. Thanks, Mom. No. They apparently don't teach swimming at this camp. This is the last one. Jason, vengeance is yours. Yeah. Ready? Okay, and do this and that. No. Remember, I'm not a very good swimmer. Really, he is the only guy who can swim. he can even swim when he's dead. Alright, let's go on. We'll hold off on another Institute for Justice video. I want to do it after every level, but this is pretty quick, and we're going to just do one at like every hour. Alright, lockdown. Let's, This thing I can change his outfit. There we go. How many of these do you have? Quit throwing them at me, Jason! Alright, let's play. Jason Voorhees found guilty in killer help. Cronenberg, Superman jail.
Dead man walking.
Time for a prison break, Jason. Don't let that guard stop you. Right, Mom. Which means you can't stand in there. Let's show you why.
Stop right there!
Oh, before you got shot. Getting shot or handcuffed doesn't make much sense.
Final convict.
Oh, yeah, run through with the blunt end. They never should have found you guilty, Jason. You were acting in self-defense. Right, Mom. Alright. Can I go through it? Yep.
Final convict.
No, you don't have to kill the cops. It's kinda odd. Well, like my friend says, Jason's a good guy. Ooh. Well, it's gotta hurt, Gene. Well, maybe not. I think this guy was trying to get away from you. Watch out for those holes. Okay, Mom. We want to see what a hole does. I want to see him fall in the hole, but I don't think I can.
Final convict.
Hooray! I messed up.
Final convict.
Got the same as the last one. Get them all, Jason. Here's some bonus bloodlust for my strong, sweet boy. Thanks, Mom. Alright, changing weapons. Ski pole or shish kebab. Shish kebab it is. Careful, Jason. You don't have much time before the SWAT team arrives. Oh. Thanks, Mom. The one where you have to do it in a certain amount of turns.
Final convict.
Surrounded. Down, right, 2, up 3, 4, 5. How do I trim that up? Oh, I know.
Final convict.
Dinner is served. I mean, why bother chewing? Just stick it in your throat. Use your scroll wheel to zoom in and out. It might give you a new angle on the situation. Cool, Mom. Cool.
No! No!
Final convict.
Put that right in the stomach. Those guards look dangerous. Maybe don't fight them face to face, sweetie. Okay. I feel like I've probably already messed up this level. The sharp kebab stick.
Final convict.
Dang it.
Final convict.
Oh, missed his mouth. I used to make meatloaf for you, Jason. Do you remember? Such a sweet boy. Yum. Ooh, fires. Fires in the kitchen.
Final convict.
Son of a bee. Using my burn to death lust, son of a bee. See here. We're there.
Final convict.
That was a good try. Mouth again. Not hire Jason to feed something. I don't know. Oh. Nothing clever to say, Ma.
Final convict.
All looks painful. Impressive, sweetie. Here's some extra bloodlust for my sweet, sweet boy. Thanks, man. Baguette? I already know I'm not using baguette. Yes. We on death row, Woodwood? Doesn't look like the way out, Jason. Keep looking. Okay, man. Alright, I gotta kill Blondie first, or last. Now I gotta kill Redhead first, last. I think. Okay, yeah, I know it. Baking soda all over my fingers. Somehow. Shouldn't. Use gloves for an ASMR video. They'll be on Bac2Bragg's ASMR as part of the Game-athon. Premiere. ASAP. I gotta set it up while I do this thing. Yeah, drink here soon. While we play the once I beat this level, I'm gonna play another Institute for Justice video, teach him more. I'm gonna go get a drink, set up the next. But first, I gotta figure this one out. Hey. Oh, okay. Well, then if I kill him, they're going ba ba ba. I'll be here. No. Kill him, go ba ba ba. He'll run down. I do that?
Final convict.
I need the name of the actor he looks like. You saw Dr. Strange's name on him. Yes, well, you told me about that already. It might be really good, I don't know. In the locker room. Oh, get out of here, we're in the locker room.
No! No! No!
Final convict.
Hit me with those sad, nerdy puppy dog eyes. That happened. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that one works. 1, 2, 3. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Shut your hole, Ma. I don't need your help. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Interesting way to kill somebody with an axe.
Final convict.
Right there. Too bad. I'm gonna separate it from your body. Or not. Doesn't yet. Something or other. That dude already looks dead. This guy. Like a zombie. Ready? Alright, so what to do? Nope. Nope. Where was I? There's really only two things I can do. I go up, cross, and then I'm stuck. I go here, kill him. And then I have to... You killed him. Then I'd be stuck again. How do I kill this guy? Boom, boom. Don't really help. Okay, that's a little better. Alright. Didn't really change much. Okay. I can't go this way, because then I'll get stuck in this mess. If I go down and kill him, then I'm here. I have to go back and kill him. So boom, boom, kill him. But I have no way of killing him. I couldn't even scare him, like, someplace useful. Alright, let's just try this. Alright. I don't remember it being this hard this early. Oh. Wow.
Final convict.
I didn't notice that. Alright, that's one way to do it, I guess. Don't let them keep you locked up, Jason. You're not the one that belongs in the chair. Do 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 do. Alright. We return. Hot Tub Death Machine. Winter Kills. Going back to that. But first, turn this down. Show you another video of what Institute for Justice does.
In October 2020, police seized $8,040 from Crystal Starling without ever charging her with a crime.
My name is Crystal Starling. I own a mobile food cart here in Rochester, New York. I do chicken wings, I do chicken sandwiches, I do hot dogs, just comfort foods. Kiari has been with me since he was about 10 months old, so he's my baby.
Draw two, where you see the X.
Very smart, very good boy. I ended up being involved in a seizure where my money was taken that I had saved, and that put me in a financial bind. I was at home sleeping. It was about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. The first thing I heard was, boom, 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 get on the ground. The police kicked in my door. They came into my home where Kiari and myself and my ex-boyfriend were. It was about 8 or 9 cops. They just basically ransacked my house. They took my money, $8,040. And they took 2 vehicles that belonged to me as well.
The cops suspected Crystal's now ex-boyfriend of dealing drugs, so they raided her apartment. But nothing illegal was found in that apartment, and Crystal was never arrested, charged, or convicted, and the ex-boyfriend was acquitted. Crystal Starling had that money in cash because she was actively looking for used equipment to turn her mobile food cart business into a full food truck. Crystal had filed a claim But when the forfeiture was moved into the federal court system, she needed to file a second claim. She didn't know that, and she missed the deadline.
I know that I hadn't, done anything wrong. I wasn't arrested for anything. There were no charges brought against me, so I didn't see a reason why I wouldn't get my money back.
In civil forfeiture, you don't have to be guilty for the government to take your money. The government just has to suspect that the money was part of a crime. On February 3rd, 2022, the district court ordered Crystal's claim struck and forfeited her money to the government.
When the judge entered default on my money, I felt hopeless.
Crystal, represented by the Institute for Justice, is asking the Second Circuit Court of Appeals to reverse the district court's decision and send the case back so she can finally get her day in court.
I'm fighting this forfeiture because my money was taken illegally. I was not charged with any criminal charges. I'm fighting for people who can't fight for themselves.
The Institute for Justice has a long history of representing victims of the civil forfeiture system. That way, they can get their property back and not have their dreams crushed.
I was never charged with anything. They never accused me of anything. I was never arrested for anything. I was just a victim of circumstance. IJ gives everyday people like myself a fighting chance.
Can a city ban a home because it is too small? Small homes let people live simply and for less money. Americans have been living in small homes for generations, but recently some cities have been requiring homes to be bigger. These laws prevent people from living in the home of their choice. It also contributes to the affordability crisis. One woman is determined to change that.
I'm Cindy Tucker. I'm the executive director of Tiny House Hand Up Incorporated.
Cindy lives in Calhoun, Georgia, where many people are working poor and can't afford to live in big homes.
The cost of building housing is staggering, and there is a serious need for affordable housing.
Cindy's solution is to build small.
We're proposing 30 to 40 homes, but the government just will not allow us to build them.
Cindy developed plans to build modestly sized homes of 540 to 600 square feet in the town of Calhoun, Georgia.
This is one of our sample floor plans. This cottage is absolutely beautiful. Every inch of it is designed for living. There's no wasted space in this plan.
But the city of Calhoun bans the construction of new homes under 1,150 square feet.
The problem with wanting people to have large homes is that it is out of reach economically for so many people. When you increase the square footage, you increase the materials, you increase the labor time, you increase the labor itself.
Calhoun's location in Georgia has made it a prime spot for a fast-changing housing market. The average home price in Calhoun has nearly doubled in the last 8 years, leaving many without options.
The city has a plan to build what they call affordable housing, but their affordable housing is all over $100,000. And the housing that we're looking at building fits in a much smaller footprint and comes with a much smaller price tag.
Cindy's modestly priced smaller homes would be a welcome choice among those financially responsible yet priced out of Calhoun's approved homes of over 1,150 square feet.
I have a mailing list of people who are seriously interested. We know the market is there. We know that people are interested in purchasing these homes.
With potential buyers ready, Cindy has pitched her plans to the city of Calhoun, yet
the city has turned us down every time we have gone before them for 5 years.
Some residents even pressured the town to reject the project because they're worried that small homes would attract the wrong kind of neighbors. Now, Cindy is being represented by the Institute for Justice in Georgia State Court to protect her right to build homes and use her property. Calhoun's ban on smaller homes violates the Georgia Constitution. Limitations on private property must serve a legitimate public purpose.
The first step toward building wealth is home ownership, and we want to help provide the steps toward that home ownership so that people around here can start building wealth.
And there you go, more examples of what Institute for Justice does. Let me put that link to donate. FYI, I've done these for a few years now. Usually I make sure I'm off work for these. This year, I'm going to work. That's why we're doing it over 6 days instead of like a 24-hour thing. But what I'm gonna do is donate what I would make during that day. Now, the thing is, I am part of building a business, which means I'm not really getting paid for what I really for what the work I'm putting in. I'm investing time into the business. They say time is money, so it's kind of like that. So my plan was to donate whatever I made on Friday the 13th to the charity, and I did the math of what I made last month per day, roughly, and it's going to equal about $30. Yeah. So we will have at least a $30 donation. Right now, I believe we're still at 0. I'm going to get tilted by 2, I believe. Yep, still at 0. So anyway, go ahead and donate. Let's get back to playing this game. I don't want to keep doing that. Crystal Lake Ski Resort to open. Tourism board promises. Probably something like no murders. Really don't think you need to stab that guy. See those outhouses, Jason? You're a strong boy. I bet you can tip them right over. Yes, Mom. Jeez. No. She died. Huh? Oh, there we go. And
Final person.
Final person? Ambiguous, I guess, or I don't know the word. No offense. What a good killer you are. Here's some bonus bloodlust. Flashlight, equip that, but probably use that. Kinda makes sense. Find a pool cue in this ski lodge.
No! Oh, no! Final jock.
strong poke you. Don't catch a cold, Jason. Mother will take care of you. Okay, man.
No!
Boo.
No! No!
Sami Zayn.
Finally, Josh. Finally, horses.
Oh, he went through his neck. Damn, that is one strong poke you. Why can't all these nasty skiers and snowboarders just leave us alone? Right, Ma.
Finally, horses.
Why did I do that? Not a word, Mom! Not a word!
No! No! Finally, horses.
Strong poke you. Do they make them like super strong? I think I probably only use cheap ones. At least it's nice and warm in here, Jason. Yes, Mom. Kitty, kitty. Free dildo!
Final person.
I get mad at it at that point. Oh, you're gonna get funds. Not the funds. Hey! You've been doing such a good job, sweetie. Here's some extra bloodlust. Now get them. Thanks, Mama. A shield. Put that in the face. A severed arm. Ooh, that's a tough one. Shield or severed arm? Yeah, I'm gonna go shield. He's like Captain America! Except for not. Good idea with those bear traps, sweetie. Those nasty snowboarders will be sorry. Came up.
Final Susie.
For America! Nice.
Final Jock.
Oh no, I slipped!
Final Dude.
Police? Hmm. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Final dude.
1, 2, 3.
Final dude.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Final dude. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. On either Final dude. 'Final dude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Final dude.
I'm getting sleepy. One, two, three, four. Five, six, seven.
Final dude.
Hard. I don't know what's going on.
Final dude. Final dude. Final dude.
Yay! Let's do this. Is that a hot tub? Yes, Mom.
Oh, no! Final girl. Final girl.
Captain Crystal Lake.
Final six. Ay, caramba. Final six.
A lot of bones and blood. Yes, kill for mother, Jason. Here's some bonus bloodlust for being such a good boy. Dumbbell. Put that to the broadsword. Dumbbell or broadsword? Where's Ski Lodge? I feel like dumbbell there'd definitely be one. Feels like a cold snap. Okay, man.
Final girl.
Let's get physical. Gonna unmonitor. Damn! Move me out. You're bundled up nicely, Jason. You could catch your death of a cold. Yeah, man. Heck of a bear trap. Alright, folks. Let's check out one more video from our boys.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justin Wilson. I am the Senior Director of Communications here at the Institute for Justice. And I'm joined by my colleague, Michael Bindus, who is taking a case up to the Supreme Court that we thought would be pretty interesting to talk about. So this case has been around IJ for over 9 years. In fact, Michael filed it so long ago that a lot of the people that worked on it haven't been around, but Michael has been sticking to it. And it really asks an interesting question, which is, do we have a constitutional right to use navigable waterways? And so while that seems simple, how we get there is a little bit more complicated. So Michael, kind of tell me a little bit about this case.
Sure. This case we've been litigating, as you said, Justin, for 9.5 years on behalf of two brothers, Jim and Cliff Courtney, who live in a very remote part of central Washington, an unincorporated village called Stehekin. And Stehekin lies at the end of a 55-mile-long lake, Lake Chelan. And it's very largely inaccessible. You can get there by a very, very long hike. You can take a boat or a float plane. That's about it, though. No roads lead to Stehekin. And that's a problem, has been a problem for businesses and the folks who live in that area. The Courtney family has several businesses in that area. And they have long sought to provide a better transportation for either the public or at least for the customers of their businesses to get to and from. And so they tried to do that. They tried to do that since 1997. But at every step of the way, they have been blocked from everything from operating a full-blown public ferry on the lake to something as simply as transporting customers to and from their own businesses. They've been blocked by an anti-competitive state licensing law that Washington has applied to bar anyone from providing this type of transportation on Lake Chelan. And we filed a lawsuit challenging this licensing requirement, alleging that it violates the Courtney's right to use the navigable waters of the United States.
And so while this case is about navigable waterways, it also gets to this broader question about the government creating monopolies for businesses. So sort of explain the roots of this.
Sure. The licensing law we're talking about applies to ferry service on Lake Chelan. If there is an existing ferry on the lake, then in order to provide any kind of boat transportation, a competing public ferry or something, again, as simple as shuttling customers to and from your own business, you've either got to get the permission of the existing ferry company or you've got to prove to the state in a trial that an additional service is in the public's convenience and necessity. Good luck with that. The Courtneys have tried it. They've been unsuccessful. And the very purpose of this law is to control who is operating on the lake, to ensure that it's the government making that call and not the public, not consumers, not customers of these businesses. And that's a real problem for Jim and Cliff.
So I can say this as a person who has hiked into Stehekin, is that the ferry that had the original license leaves at 8:30 in the morning, and I had to get up at 4:30 a.m. in Seattle just to get there. And it looks like there are more options, but it seems like there should be more competition so that there are more options for everyone.
Absolutely. The public should be allowed to decide what works for them. Business owners should be allowed to provide a service for their customer. So even if you put aside this notion of a competing full-blown public ferry, at an absolute minimum, Jim and Cliff should be able to take customers to and from their business, and the state is prohibiting them from even doing that.
So on the surface, this case seems relatively straightforward, but the underlying legal question, like I said, is a little bit more complicated. So explain to me how our challenge is rooted in the 14th Amendment.
Sure. In the wake of the Civil War, when we, as a country, adopted the 14th Amendment, we included in that provision a clause called the Privileges or Immunities Clause. The Privileges or Immunities Clause was meant to be the real kind of substantive workhorse of the 14th Amendment. It was supposed to provide substantive protections for the newly freed slaves who were now U.S. citizens by virtue of the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment. And it was intended to protect them in, among other things, their economic liberty, right? Their right to work for themselves rather than be forced into labor to work for others. And it was meant to protect other rights as well. Unfortunately, just 5 years after the clause's ratification, the U.S. Supreme Court decided a case called the Slaughterhouse Cases, and that decision largely gutted the Privileges or Immunities Clause. It held that the clause does not, in fact, protect a general right to economic liberty, and it really kind of pared back the scope and the protection that the clause offers. It was a terrible decision. It's widely recognized as having been a terrible decision, but there was a silver lining in Slaughterhouse. That is, the court recognized that while the clause doesn't do all the work it was intended to do, it does do some work, and it protects a handful of rights of national citizenship. And among those rights is the right to use the navigable waters of the United States. That is the very right that Jim and Cliff Courtney are trying to exercise. Lake Chelan is a navigable water of the United States. It's been designated by the federal government as a navigable water of the United States. And the court in Slaughterhouse recognized that U.S. citizens have a right to use navigable waters of the United States as a right that adheres in their federal citizenship. And that's the right Jim and Cliff are trying to exercise, but that the state of Washington is prohibiting them from.
So it seems like what's going on here is that they said that clause, it really means nothing, but it does mean a couple of things. And we said, well, okay, we're going to test one of those couple of things. Do you have a right to use a navigable waterway? And then the Ninth Circuit said, even though it's technically a navigable waterway, even that right, maybe not so much.
Absolutely. The Slaughterhouse Cases, as I mentioned, really pared back the scope of the Privileges or Immunities Clause to the point where it doesn't do much work. The Ninth Circuit, in this case, narrowed it even more to the point where it's meaningless. The Ninth Circuit held that while there is a right to use the navigable waters as recognized in Slaughterhouse, that right is only a right to use them in interstate or foreign commerce, meaning you have a right to use them if you're crossing the political border between two states or between the United States' border with a foreign country. But if you're looking to use the navigable waters within your own state, this right doesn't encompass that type of activity. It basically created a home state exception to the right to use the navigable waters. And the court didn't stop there. The court went even further and held not just that the right doesn't encompass uses in your own state, but that the Privileges or Immunities Clause itself doesn't protect you against abridgments of rights by your own state. That holding flies in the face of everything we know about the 14th Amendment, which was that it was adopted first and foremost to protect the newly freed slaves from their own abusive southern state governments. Nevertheless, the Ninth Circuit held that the clause doesn't protect you from your own government.
The fundamental underlying history of this clause is that it was to protect people from state laws that were depriving them of their economic rights.
That's exactly right. The Ninth Circuit basically insulates states from any accountability and gives them free rein to deprive their own residents of their rights as U.S. citizens and provides people like you and me no recourse when a state does that sort of thing.
And so I think what we're asking the Supreme Court here to do is to recognize that the words in the 14th Amendment have meaning and that you can't have a clause that seems to have these sort of clear rights and then just pretend like it doesn't exist.
That's exactly right. We know that the clause means something. We nearly relapsed into civil war in ratifying the 14th Amendment. The stakes were that significant. Surely this wasn't just a vain and idle provision that was thrown in there, but that was ultimately intended to be meaningless. It must mean something. And Slaughterhouse, while it largely, narrowed, some would say gutted the clause, still held that the clause does do some constitutional work. And that's exactly what we're asking the court to make clear in this case, that there is still some life left in this clause and that the court needs to enforce it if Slaughterhouse was correct, as it was when it said that the clause protects the right that Jim and Cliff wish to exercise here.
So I said at the beginning that this has been around for a long time. In fact, it predates my time at the Institute for Justice. But I have watched this case go up the courts, all the way to the Supreme Court, all the way back down to administrative agencies, and you have shepherded it all along that way. And I think it exemplifies something that we are proud of here at IJ, which is that we don't give up fights. So give me a sense of sort of what it took to bring this to the doorstep of the Supreme Court.
9.5 years is what it took, and I'll give you a little history of how we got there. We filed this case back in 2011, and we filed it alleging two privileges or immunities clause claims. One was that the state's licensing law was unconstitutional insofar as it prohibited Jim and Cliff from operating a full-blown public ferry. The second claim was that it was unconstitutional insofar as it prohibited them from doing something as simple as shuttling customers to and from their businesses. And we litigated those claims. The federal courts dismissed the first one back in 2013, the public ferry claim, and we petitioned for review in the Supreme Court, which back then denied that aspect of the case, denied review on that part of the case. The federal courts never reached the second claim, though, back then, the claim concerning private transportation just for customers of particular businesses, because the courts said that it wasn't sufficiently clear whether the licensing requirement applied to that type of service. I think the Ninth Circuit was perhaps in disbelief that Washington would apply this law even to prohibit something as simple as taking your own customers to your own business. So the courts abstained from deciding that second claim and said, look, go to the state agency, go to the state courts, find out for sure whether this licensing requirement applies to that, even to that limited type of private transportation. And if it does, you can come back and litigate that second claim. That was in 2014, I guess, and we spent the next half decade doing exactly that. We went to the state agency and asked for a declaratory order about whether or not the licensing law applies to even to that limited service. Lo and behold, the agency said, yes, it does. We weren't done, though, because we had to see it through in order to get a fully determinative answer from the state court. So we had to appeal that decision to the Washington State Superior Court, which agreed that the licensing requirement applies. Then we had to appeal to the Washington Court of Appeals, which, lo and behold, held that the licensing requirement applies. Then we had to ask the Washington Supreme Court for review, which perhaps mercifully denied review, so we didn't have to litigate the issue up there. But the end result was that we now had a binding determination from the state judiciary that the licensing law that we knew all along applied actually does apply. And so we returned to federal court finally to litigate that second claim. And the district court and in turn the Ninth Circuit rejected the claims, and that's where we are now, petitioning the Supreme Court on that question. Can a state prohibit you even from something as simple as shuttling customers to and from your own business?
So my last question is pretty straightforward. What are the ramifications for this? What are the ramifications for sort of breathing life into the privileges or immunities?
Well, I think you can look at this in a couple of ways. One is the right to use the navigable waters, which in itself is an incredibly important and historically rooted right. This isn't just a case about a couple of brothers from Eastern Washington who are trying to get people to and from a ranch. it's important for that reason alone, because that is their livelihood after all. But it's more than that. The right itself, as we note in our petition, and as was noted in some of the friend of the court briefs that were filed on our side, this right traces back to Magna Carta. It was protected at common law by the English courts before the founding of our country. It was enshrined in the Northwest Ordinance, which is part of the organic law of our country. This is an incredibly important, historically rooted right, and one the court should protect. That's one way to look at this case. Another way is more broadly at the Privileges or Immunities Clause itself. Are we really going to let the Privileges or Immunities Clause be relegated to meaninglessness? Even if Slaughterhouse was correctly decided, which it wasn't, but even if Slaughterhouse was correctly decided, surely the Privileges or Immunities Clause does some work. Slaughterhouse, after all, said it does some work. The Supreme Court needs to make clear that, yes, it does do some constitutional work, that the lengths we went to as a nation to ratify the 14th Amendment, to provide these protections for the newly freed slaves, and for all Americans for that matter, actually means something, offers some protection, including against a citizen's own state. That is a profoundly important issue that goes to what should have been the cornerstone of the 14th Amendment, certainly something worthy of the Supreme Court's attention.
All right, well, that's that. And so yeah, again, let me send you that link. We're gonna raid Bac2Bragg's if they're still going. If not, then maybe Cuckoo Cat or someone. Someone's gonna get raided. If you're watching live on Twitch, if you're watching on what's it called YouTube, then you can't really follow the raid, can you? No. All right, so yeah. For those watching Twitch, just put the link to donate after seeing what Institute for Justice does. I'm really tired. I can't think straight. If you're watching on YouTube, in the descriptions, donate. And remember, if you donate, you're eligible to win a prize. The more money you donate, the more chances you have. And make sure you don't, donate anonymously. Give me something to work with to contact you if you want. Alright. So, yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, follow. If you're watching on Twitch, follow and turn on notifications. Peace. Happy Friday the 13th.